back with another interview video. This doll is a little different than what I normally have here. This doll, the spirit attached to it, her name is Jasmine, and I bought her along with another witch. She's a Cracker Barrel doll. She still has the tag attached. She still has plastic on her feet, so she's practically brand new. I had actually bought this as a set, and she came in and she decided she didn't want to stay. She wanted to be resold on eBay. She didn't like it here. I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe she'll tell me when we do the interview video. I just basically started talking to her. I got her name as Jasmine, and I asked her if she wanted to stay, and she said no, that she wanted to go ahead and be resold. So I figured I would wait until I started the video, and then I would hear Jasmine out and get her story. So right now I'm going to start talking to Jasmine, and again I'm using my carnelian pendant because I figure it will show up better on the videos. So now Jasmine, she's not a child, but she feels young. Jasmine, are you in your 20s? That's what I thought. You're 26. Okay. She's 26. Can you tell me like what year you were born? I'm hearing 1962. Is that correct? 1962. So that would have meant you died in 1988? Okay. When I say I get that she's young, I don't mean that she has like any mental disabilities. I feel there's like a lot of naivety. Ugh. Very green. She's like very green. Like she led a very sheltered life, and she just like doesn't have you were pretty sheltered. I have a feeling it had to do with like her religion. Were you like Mormon or something? You were Mormon. Okay. Did you live out in Utah? Yes. Okay. See, what I'm getting from her is that now that she's like dead and she's been seeing the world as it is outside of her little like enclave there, she's like shocked. I mean, like, you know, like church lady shocked, like, oh my god, I didn't know people did that, you know, type of thing. She's really, and even though she's like almost, you know, she's been gone for like almost 30 years. Well, actually it's 2018, so 30 years. She's still like shocked by shit she sees. Is that why you don't like it here? You prefer like a churchy type home, right? I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm a witch. Does that have to do with it, that I'm a witch? and you don't agree with, she has her religion. Now, are you opposed to other people's religions? No. So say somebody is like a Catholic and they want to bring you into your home, and you're okay with that, Catholic? They need to believe in God. I think she doesn't. Because I don't know, I can't remember how much I've said about what I feel about religion and the world. I mean, you can believe whatever you want to believe, and, you know, as long as you're not hurting somebody else, like, you know, jihad. You know, I just think organized religion is to blame for a lot of problems in the world. And I'm not just talking about Christianity. I'm talking about all organized religions bring about a lot of problems in this world. Although Christianity is certainly the most dominant problem maker. But as I said, as long as you're not hurting somebody else, you know, live and let live. But she doesn't like my, she considers it godlessness, right? Godlessness. I believe in a God. I just don't believe in your God. Well, actually, I should say I believe in a goddess. Nope. She said nope. That's not true. No point in arguing. So even though she doesn't like me and doesn't like what I've done, she has been abiding by my rules. She is, I know this is going, she's probably going to take this the wrong way. She's very uptight and straight-laced. And you're taking that the wrong way, aren't you? She's like, I'm not uptight. I just do what's right. She really doesn't. I mean, it's not that she hates me. She just doesn't like what I stand for. I don't think she, like, personally, I don't think she has anything against me as a person. You don't, do you? You have something against me as a person? No. She doesn't have anything against me as a person. But she just thinks I'm deeply flawed in what I believe. So she is, like, very religious. So that's kind of something that you have to keep in mind if you decide to adopt her. As long as you believe in a God, I guess she's fine with that, right? As long as you believe in a God. So I guess Wiccans are out. Because apparently we believe in too many gods. So why don't you tell me about your life? Do you want to talk about your life? Okay. I don't get the feeling that she ever got married. You never got married, did you? And you never had children, did you? No. I can see her in those, like, you know those dresses from the 90s that had, like, the frou-frou sleeves and, like, the big skirts? That's what I see. And it's, like, in a floral print, like you would find on a sofa. I'm not making any friends here. She has brown hair. It's cut down about here and it's kind of frizzy. And she has brown eyes. She's very thin, like, just like straight, thin. Were you a librarian? I see her, like, doing something with book. A teacher? Maybe you were a teacher? Oh, you're a teacher. Because I see her, like, in a library, like, I see her, like, by bookshelves and everything. I think maybe she just was, like, a really, like, avid reader or something, and she just loves spending time in the library, and yes, that's it. That's why I see that. So she was a teacher. Did you have a boyfriend? Did you have a girlfriend? Did you think about having a girlfriend even though you weren't supposed to? No, she was kind of like what some people today would call like asexual. She didn't have any feelings for women, but she really didn't have any feelings for men either. It's like she wasn't like having fantasies or daydreams or any of that. Were you? There was like no one. Nope. She just wanted to do her. Did that cause some problems with your family? Because pretty much you're supposed to get married and have children. Was it causing some problems? No. She said her family figured she'd get around to it sometime. I see. She's showing me a van. She's showing me like a white van. Was it like a church function or something? Was it a school function? Something to do with the school. Okay. Was it like a field trip? Okay, school field trip. She's showing me a white van. Are you showing me how you died? What happened? Okay. She's showing... Utah is flat. It's from what I understood. Are there mountains in Utah? Yes. Let me check. Make sure I heard this correctly. Sorry for the wait. My computer is running on battery and it shut down. Let's see. I guess Utah is not as flat as I thought it was. Is this what you were trying to tell me? Was that the name you were trying to tell me? Okay. The Unita, I believe it's pronounced Unita Mountains. And where is it? Northeastern Utah. Okay. So for some reason this like school field trip, it was like a Did you work for your church school? Okay. Cuz I had a feeling like it had to do like with church. So she was a teacher for her church's school. And they would do, it was like some kind of camping trip. And they were in the Unita Mountains. It's spelled Uinta. And I could see the white van. And I mean, she's like showing me like what she had seen. She was like up on a, I guess like a cliff, and she had been looking out and all this other stuff. But you didn't fall from that cliff. it was something to do with the van. And I'm like almost, I mean, when you hear a van in mountains and telling you how this has died, you know it's never going to be good. And I'm kind of blocking her from going further because there are obviously children involved. All right. Times like this, I wish I had a martini in me. Okay. Go ahead. So you were going up the mountain. The van was going up. Now, is it a small, like, ledgy lane? Is that what it is? Okay, and there's not room for 2 cars? No. Was there an upside and a downside on this mountain? No, it's just one. Somebody was coming down, but they weren't on. They weren't in another car. They were and it's not exactly a bike. They weren't exactly on a bike, were they? There was something, and they came around a corner, like, fast. And she's showing me that the left side of the van, what happened was, like, the driver of the van was startled. And I see, like, the front passenger side of the van, like, kind of like hit and scraped along the side of the mountain. Is that correct? I got that right? And then the driver kind of overcorrected. And he overcorrected, and the front driver's tire actually went off. And he tried to steer back, and then it tipped and rolled down the mountain. That's what happened. It tipped and rolled. She was thrown out. She was thrown out of the van. She was in the front passenger, and that door flew open and she was thrown out. How about the kids? Did the kids make it? So the kids all made it. Okay, the kids were strapped in. The kids were all strapped in the van. So the kids were fine. And now what about the driver? Did the driver make it? The driver was strapped in. She was not strapped in. Nope. And that's why you wear your seatbelt. She wasn't strapped in, and she went flying out. She, bam, like on a rock, just smashed her cranium in. That's what she's saying. I don't know if she, like, landed down like that or she, like, slid into it. She said, but my cranium was smashed. You had to have a closed casket. She's like, my entire face was smashed. Like, just like up here and then down to there. Yeah, she was like, but the thing is, like, she didn't, even with her head smashed like that, she did not die right away. She was in her body. Like, her spirit was, like, she was aware. She kind of, like, she came to, but no one had gotten to her yet. So she was like aware she was dying, because she could feel like her brain, she's like, because there was like obviously bleeding in the brain, and she could feel it, like it felt like her brain was being crushed. She said she felt like somebody was like squeezing her brain, and she says she felt herself taking her last breaths. That's what she says. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, other than finding like churchy type of home, what kind of home do you want? I mean, do you want to be in a home with kids? Yeah, she loves kids. She loves kids. And books. She loves books. If you're like a reader, if you have like Kindles or something, she would read over your shoulder. She loves books. She's not like one of those romance readers. She likes nonfiction, historical nonfiction especially. She's very matter of fact. I mean, even the way she was like telling me this, relating the story, there wasn't any like real emotion attached to it. She was just like, I felt this. This is what happened. This is what I felt, and that's that. I mean, sometimes, you know, especially when somebody relates like a death like that, you can feel some like emotion, some energy coming. She was just, is very matter of fact. That's what happened. I think in some ways her religion kind of stunted the growth, and I know she's just like,